Perhaps a judicious trade with Valhalla would help us get deeper in.
Those who adapt are not bound by circumstance.
Great progress, but always more to be done.
Valhalla is a crucible. What will you become?
How can you resist investing in yourself? Sigrid, been wondering, are the remaining Vanir and Aesir playing nice in Vanaheim?
The Asgardian relocation hasn't exactly been smooth sailing. But Hildisvini and Lady Sif are keeping the ship headed in the right direction. The people seem to understand compromise is their best path to prosperity, at least.
Truth be told, I was hoping the old boar would have to call on me to smooth things over. But it's good to hear he and Sif have it under control.
Freya hopes they'll join the council once the peace settles.
Calliope's flute again. Still on your mind, brother?
Yes. I will explain later. Did Valhalla return you to your forest last time?
Aye, brother. And this time I wasn't alone.
Were you attacked?
No, far from it. Apparently my Valhalla isn't the stuff of constant combat at all. The memories of mine it draws on are more interpersonal. To wit, I found myself reliving old times with my former crew of fairy folk. Cobweb, mustard seed, the whole pack of ne'er-do-wells. Such warm greetings for their old ringleader, like nary a day had passed.
Sounds pleasant.
Rather was, to be honest. I remain suspicious, but if this process is doing something for you, I remain open to seeing what it has in mind for me.
We first encountered this creature in the jungles of Vanaheim. Freya spoke gravely of the many Vanir lives claimed by the beast. Indeed, he was not to be underestimated. It took our combined efforts to subdue him. Perhaps that alone explains why his memory would linger.
Not the last time I saw Calliope. I had journeyed to the underworld to rescue Helios. When I arrived, I heard Calliope's song on the wind and found her in the fields of Elysium. It had been long since I felt such joy, but it was another trick of the gods.
It wasn't her.
It was. The goddess of the underworld wished to destroy all of creation, Elysium included. She knew that for me to stand against her meant leaving Calliope behind forever. So, I pushed my daughter away again, all while she cried and begged me not to.
A durable improvement. Sigrun, love, what's the latest on Midgard?
Life returns at last. After the Hellwalker desolation was followed by Fimbulwinter, I wondered if people would ever come out of hiding, or if there were any left to. But flowers bloom, the sun shines, and it's safe to travel the roads and rivers again. No one even seems to mind the giant serpent sunning himself across the mountaintops.
Glad to hear it. Jormungandr's a big softy when you get to know him.
And now that things aren't quite so desperate, raider attacks have declined. It's progress.
Calliope's flute.
Whenever you're ready, brother. Take your time. Before you ask, yes, I was back in the Old Forest again. And this time I encountered my former boss, King Oberon. Rather eye-opening, actually. I used to be a true believer for him. Would have done anything he asked. But now I see through all that charisma and feigned wisdom down to the small, hypocritical tyrant I know him to be. Wait till I tell you what he put me up to regarding a particular magical flower. Brother, the choice you were given, to stay in Elysium with your daughter or to perish? Sounds like no choice at all.
Of course it was a choice. One I wished many times I'd made differently.
How so?
When I left Greece, Calliope was never far from my mind. I do not know how much time we would have had together in Elysium, but I would have traded the decades that followed for mere hours with her. It took meeting Faye for that feeling to go away, along with Calliope's song. But I do still think of her in Elysium, and hope she found peace.
It's never been easier to be better.
Gunnar,
Excellent. Celebrate each accomplishment. Shall I continue my story?
Continue.
Sigrun, mightiest of the Valkyries, saw me in action and thought I had potential. Wanted to train me in the ways of the sisterhood, but I wasn't so sure. A knack for violence is one thing, but serving a higher cause, taking on the responsibility of choosing the slain, me, Gunnar of Blackheart Alley? For once, I hesitated. I couldn't make myself believe it. But Sigrun told me to put everything out of my mind to put the work. Mastering each new skill, discovering what I was truly capable of through discipline and focus, letting excellence be its own reward, really opened my eyes. But we'll wrap it up next time, okay?
What is the state of Svartalfheim?
It's been tough. The dwarves had been under Odin's thumb for so long. Now they're having to completely reshape their economy to provide for themselves again. Many are looking to Durlin and other outcast members of the old resistance for guidance. But thus far, he's refusing the call. The wounds are deep and will take time to heal. Once they do, Freya thinks Durlin would be a welcome addition to the council.
You found the pendant of a necklace.
Yet another object from my past has emerged in Valhalla. A bauble that once hung from a necklace I gave to my first wife,
What was her name?
Lysandra.
And say,
I will tell you the pendant story soon. You wish to tell a story of your first master.
aye, seems to be the very story Valhalla has me reliving, in fact. Oberon fancied himself a romantic, you see. Always claimed that love was more important to him than anything. One time, he led his entire entourage on a journey to attend the wedding of some duke or other, near your old neck of the woods. The groom, this lordly prick, had conquered a warrior queen and was marrying her as part of terms for peace. And this somehow was so romantic to Oberon that he dragged us across the sea to pay respects. Never mind, he was quarrelling with his own queen the entire way. Well, I'll have more of that one, to be sure. As I was saying about my old master and his lofty, so-called romantic ideals, we'd settled in a forest outside of Athens, a place well situated to observing the comings and goings of the Duke's other guests. There we observed the romantic conversation of some local youths, and Oberon gets it into his head to intervene. Bids me fetch him a magical flower that can manipulate the affections of others. Supposedly, the idea was to nobly help true love prevail over the pressure of family arrangements. But what he really wanted was to use the flower to torment his own wife.
I see why you left his service.
Aye. Brother, while I'd love to say I left Oberon's service as a matter of principle, the truth is, it was much more a question of pride. If he'd simply shown me more appreciation, who knows how long I might have tolerated his evils. I certainly tolerated plenty from my subsequent employers before I could take no more. If I'm being honest, I was only too happy to offer my complicity in Queen Titania's humiliation.
What did you do?
I caused her to fall in love with something preposterous. An actor.
The poisonous fumes that the creature emitted were no less potent in Valhalla than they were when we faced him in Svartalheim. As he was pulled from my own memory, it is clear this grim, and the smell that accompanied him, was one not easily forgotten. He was also I hated that boss fight.
The pendant you found, brother. Do you recognize it? Does it have some significance?
Yes. It belonged to my wife.
It was Faye's.
No. My first wife, Lysandra.
Ah, I see. You know, brother, you've told me a great deal about your daughter, Calliope. But her mother is a bit of a mystery.
My thoughts on her are complicated. But she was a good woman, and I loved her more than she knew. She saw in me possibilities I could not at the time. In that way, she and Faye were much alike.
Kratos. Good. Though our work is serious, it's been my pleasure to know you better this way. Defend yourself. Be ready. Hookson. He's the left one. Focus, Kratos. Take it off, Kratos. Hookson. Fight! Arms up! Having fun yet? Be ready. Hookson. The right one's not blowing. Your mastery of rage is commendable. Fight. Having fun yet? Hookson. When When we were here last, you told me of the fear and hatred you released when you opened that box.
I remember.
What I ask you to remember is what was left behind. Complete the story, Kratos.
Right flank!
Come on! I lost focus that time. Trust your instincts, Kratos. Fight! Defend yourself. Don't get distracted. Now you're fighting to win. Be ready. Don't get distracted. Fight! Arms up! Focus, Kratos!
The right one's not going.
Don't get distracted. There it is. That's it. Remember, it isn't supposed to be easy.
Air.
Good. Valhalla recognizes your determination. Let it empower you as you evolve.
Suppose that was beneficial enough to do another. Best improve where you can. Valhalla's not big on apples or blood mead. Lysandra's pendant?
I have more to say, but not now. Your old master. He had you make his wife fall in love with another.
Aye, temporarily by use of this magic flower. Though now it's clear to me the flower's effect isn't love exactly, but a kind of obsessive devotion that is too often mistaken for love. So of course the Queen made a fool of herself, as did all those under the flower's spell that night. Don't know how I ever got embroiled in such a farce.
You are wiser now.
I think so. Though that only makes up for so much past stupidity. Your first wife, Lysandra, you said she saw possibilities in it, but you didn't.
She suggested I did not have to be who I had chosen to be. That the carnage and suffering I inflicted on those my army conquered was a choice. That there was another way. I refused to see it then, thinking it was my duty to annihilate all that stood in the way of the Spartan Empire. I believed leaving foes alive simply invited potential uprisings later, that enemies could never be turned to friends. I was wrong.
I hope your trip through Valhalla has been fruitful. Come on!
Right side!
Be ready. Having fun yet? Hookson! Fight! Hookson! Defend yourself! Defend yourself! Hookson!
The right one!
Arms up, Lloyd! Fight! Be ready!
Sure. Hostile one, it seems.
Be ready. Come on.
On your right.
Come on. I lost focus that time. Defend yourself. Come on. Come on.
Behind you, brother.
Move the hooks in. Arms up. Don't get distracted. There it is. That's it.
Behind you, brother.
Good. Don't hold back. Don't get distracted. Be ready. Stop, Kratos. I yield.
Hard fought.
Let's see what your mind has worked out. When the evils of the box were purged, what remained was hope, which you chose to release back to the world.
Yes. After everything, you came back full circle to sacrificing yourself.
My death would have been just, but it was not to be.
Yes, you lived, and hope still lived inside you, from that day to this one. One might say you brought hope back to these realms after a long slumber. Box or no box, Kratos. Hope and fear and love and hate exist in every one of us. The question is, which will you choose to let guide your actions? Each choice we make shapes our world.
I see the truth of it.
And
I believe I am ready to walk through that door.
excellent.
Two and a half hours ish. Oh man. Last time we fought, I literally had a sliver of health left on him. Okay. Time to finally end this.
What can I say to you? I remember how it felt to take that throne. All that it meant. And all that it did not. A god of war. A god of pain. Of suffering. Of destruction. And Owen said I chase redemption that I know I can never deserve. What does that make me? God of fools. A god of... hope. When all else is lost. You lost everything. And everyone. You became... There is no forgiving you. You chose! I chose. But now, should I, this same man, should I sit, take, proclaim, lead, place myself in service? In service? Or should I lose everything and everyone? There's to be enough left inside so that I do not become you. I do not know. But I have hope. You are cruel and arrogant and selfish. But you are more than that. You have always been more than what others saw. You are more than that.
Well, looks like I missed everything. Did you find what you needed? Glad to hear it, brother. We're done here then, so, what now?
Now, I believe I would like to sit here for a while.
I gotta say, I like that dialogue with Kratos. This is so neat how they're interweaving both themes in this.
don't want to speak to Frey. We want to speak
Well
to this
done,
chicken.
General. I had no doubt you would see this through to the end.
Congratulations. I hope Valhalla gave you everything you needed.
I wanted
Sucker,
to...
you unlocked an appearance, but they won't let you equip it.
Till I talk to Freya, probably.
This sucks, and I don't want to.
Look who's returning from the front gate for once. Something must have happened in there.
I take it this is a good sign.
Freya, I will join you. I will try to be what the people need.
Good. I'm very pleased to hear that. And that you found what you needed here.
I could not have done so without my friends. I am grateful.
Valhalla is at your disposal, Kratos. If you have more you wish to work out, now or later, we will heed the call.
Customize. You have mastered Valhalla, but there is still more work to be done. Continue the cycle to unlock more of Kratos' memories and upgrades. Those seeking a challenge can visit the Desert of Lost Souls, the Aegean Boat, and the Forum. That has a trophy tied to it. And Valhalla's upper realms. There's no end to one's self-improvement. The Legacy Rage Path and a special new appearance and armor set for Kratos have been unlocked in both Valhalla and New Game Plus.
Can we get the boom boom stick?
Glory, pride. Mark. Spear only had like 4 things.
Weak. Cool. Now we're so strong.
We're stronger. We're more at peace with ourselves.
You know what that means.
What?
Always a Nukem Plus!
Yeah.
Or we can let this end.
Yeah.
Kratos is tired. He wants to sit down for a bit.
I will sit here for a bit. And plus, this is basically the end of his story for the most part, in my opinion. It's like, whether or not they actually do make another God of War game at some point, I would be fine if this is Kratos' final one. Because I feel like this is a good place to end it for him.
You
Whether-
want him to kill the Egyptian gods too?
If they found a way to write a good story where it would make sense why he would be going after Egypt, I would be fine with that. Or they could move focus over to Atreus, trying to hunt down some of the other giants. And maybe he has to deal with Egypt. Either way, I feel like whether Kratos continues onward or not, this would be a perfect ending for him, where he is. And whether or not we follow Atreus in future games, who knows? I could see it going either way, honestly. But that's going to be the end of God of War Ragnarok. Hoo boy. Tyr is tough. So yeah. It's on to the next game. Till then, if you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time. For Valhalla!